Welcome to my photography podcast. My name is Christian, and today I'll be describing some of the photos I recently took for my About Me project. But first, let me reintroduce myself real quick. I'm an 11th grader at Hoover High School, and I first got into photography when I took a photography class in middle school, and ever since then I've enjoyed it because it's an art form that doesn't require me to be super artistic with my hands and drawing or anything. And my camera of choice is the Nikon D3300 DSLR camera. The first photo I'm showing here today is a picture of the internal computer hardware of my PC at home. I'm a huge computer nerd and I built this computer myself, so I felt like it really represented myself because of that. And I also really like the blue accent lighting that's coming from some of the lights in the computer, so I tried to emphasize with that with my editing and bring it out by increasing the exposure and contrast. This second photo I feel like was really one of the best of representing me because it's just it's the top shelf of my bookshelf at home that kind of has an assortment of things and mementos that represent me and things I've done in the past. So from books to Boy Scouts to favorite movie and TV characters, it's all kind of mementos from my life, and that's why I really wanted to focus on darkening the background of this picture, as you can see, by reducing the exposure and shadows and editing to emphasize things on the shelf, not the shelf itself. This third photo is meant to represent another huge part of my life, which is running. This is a picture of my cross-country bike just sitting in my backyard from a very low and altered perspective to make the shoes seem bigger and really stand out. Camera shots that mess with perspective like this are really some of my favorite things to do because it's so easy to take something really simple and make it a really interesting photography subject. And that's why I like this shot so much, even though I didn't do any crazy editing to make it stand out in post. I just like that the natural photo can stand out like that. This fourth photo is a picture of the side view mirror of my car just sitting in front of my house. I was kind of trying to mess with a reflection style photography, and I really liked how it turned out. But part of the reason I was photographing my car is just because I feel like it's something fairly unique to me, just because I'm 16 and driving is a bit part of my life now, as well as the fact that the car specifically is a 94 Camry, so it's about 8 years older than me, which is fairly unique, I feel like, for a lot of people. As far as the photo itself, I actually really liked the way that the reflection play turned out, and something unintentional which I really liked as well was how the driveway and the mirror and the background lined up too, which is a small little detail that I didn't even notice till afterwards. Of course, my editing was really just focused on trying to balance some of the exposure and contrast to really emphasize that reflection without letting it get too washed out or anything like that. This last photo is kind of, again, just something I randomly took one afternoon. It's of a leather-bound copy of Star Wars in book form, which I just kind of took sitting on my bed. Part of the reason I feel like this represents me so well is I love both reading and Star Wars, and this picture kind of combines both those things, even if you can't see the Star Wars aspect of it too well unless you're actually reading into the book. And this picture was also one of the ones that I actually ended up messing with most in terms of editing, just because I found that a black and white theme could work so well with the subject, and so that's what I ended up going with. And I really tried to emphasize those black and whites by trying to really darken some of the blacks and bring that out and darken the shadows to get a bit more contrast in the picture. And those are the 5 photos I turned in from my About Me project. Thank you for listening.